So I was just ready to head out to the gym, but I figured I'd record one of these more podcast style raw videos that I haven't done in a while. And in 2026, I really want to dial more into long form and build an environment that allows me to create more consistently. And talking on that, over the last year, as I've traveled the world, if you've been following the channel or my channels, I went all over Asia, moved from Tampa back to Chicago, and now here in Nashville. I realized that environment is the most important thing. I just kind of on the whim decided to record this podcast because I have my camera set up and my mic's attached and I have this lighting around me. So I figured, why not? And also kind of procrastinating the gym a little bit. I've been trying out this new HIIT style workout where I kind of like do some high intensity like running, rowing, or skiing, and then like a compound lift like squat, bench, deadlift. So doing rounds of that, and that in itself sucks, but it's also like the greatest thing I've done in a while because it's so challenging that it allows me to make everything else feel really easy. Sitting down and recording this video is quite easy compared to sprinting 500 meters, then squatting 135 30 times, and then getting back and sprinting again, and then squatting and sprinting and squatting. So sitting down and talking is pretty easy. But the point of this video and what I really wanted to talk about is how I've realized over the last 3-ish years that environment plays such a crucial role in what I do habit-wise and how productive I am and how successful I even am. So like I said, sitting down here and just being able to record because I have everything set up, this environment, this studio environment that I have set up allows my default to just be like, if I want to create, there's no friction, no resistance whatsoever. I've had setups in the past that have been like this, and I found that I recorded and created content more often. And then over the last 6 months, as I've been traveling over Asia, I've been more on the go. I didn't have an office or a studio. So what I would do is I would find my iPhone, I would turn on, the flashlight, right? I would turn on the flashlight, and then I would prop my camera up on something or like a little tripod if I had it. But because of that, it was hard to find good lighting, hard to find a good environment. And because of that, I just didn't record as much. It's funny that I'm saying environment's so important as you see this huge messy desk, but I just finished working for the day. So every single day, going through and cleaning this up at the end. But I have all my tools. Everything here is very intentional, right? I have notebooks and headphones and coffee for caffeine, water, my phone, iPad, mic, camera. All this stuff here is intentionally put here to be able to allow myself to record as easy as possible. And because of that, I'm going to post a whole bunch more content in 2026 than I did in 2025. That was a year of exploration and changing for me, and I'm super grateful for that. But this environment here in Nashville is a little bit more boring, a little bit more slow paced, but intentionally done so. That way I create content, get in great shape, and then still have the ability to travel because they have a centralized airport. What you don't see is this massive whiteboard here with a bunch of my Q1 goals, my 2026 goals, and just stuff to keep me motivated. And I just encourage you guys to design an environment that fits the life you want to build. I realized in 2025, I wanted to travel and explore. So naturally, I wasn't gonna create sit down like this type of content as much. But then I actually started to get this real desire for it. And as I didn't have an environment for the last 6 months, the last like month or two of that, as I was trying to find a home base, I was getting so anxious because I just wanted to be able to create, but it was so hard to get up and going because I was literally staying at my mom's house, like my childhood bedroom where I started YouTube around the holiday time. And I was like, I just want to make videos, but like I just didn't feel inspired or in my element because I was in my childhood bedroom with like no lighting gear, camera, whatever. So all those excuses aside, as they are excuses, you can record with whatever tools you want. I think the environment itself, if you set up properly, can be massive. And this is something as simple as for getting work done, but also for being healthy. Like one of my goals this year is to eat whole foods 6 out of my 7 days a week. That way I can still enjoy food and go out to restaurants, but most of the time just have whole good ingredient food. And the way I'm doing that is just literally not buying bullshit. And then it's impossible for me to be able to eat bad food. So there are a lot of different ways to be able to control your environment, but it starts with intention. One thing I've done recently is I have grayscaled my phone, and I have this device. I don't know if I have it here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I brought it for the video. This brick device that if you tap your phone to, it literally like blocks all of the apps on your phone. So I've been using this so far 2025 or 2026. And like if I want to go to my messages, I literally can't. And then I'll keep this in like a different room. I mean, it's here right now, so it's pretty easy to unbrick, but I wanted to show you for the video. So when I'm trying to get work done, I block Instagram, phone, texts, emails, all the stuff that would actually distract me. And then that way I can still use my phone for like ChatGPT or like notes or calculator or stuff that actually matters, right? Recording photos. That's another way. Another way, if I'm being raw and honest and authentic in this video, is I lived with my girlfriend in Tampa, and now we both moved to Nashville, and we decided to get separate places. And part of that is because we want to now wait to live together till marriage. But also another huge percentage of that is like the environment of like productivity. When I'm around no one, I am so much more productive. And that's something just for me. Some people are more productive around other people. I'm really good at being nailed in, like dialed in and getting work done in the beginning of the day. But if I have some friend or someone over that I enjoy spending time with, which I do with my girlfriend or I do with friends, if they're like, hey, you want to go to the gym, or hey, you want to do this thing? I have a very hard time at being like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do this. So for me, one of the easiest fixes is instead of saying no, just not having that question all in all. And that's been pivotal. But overall, I've just been reflecting about environment as a whole. And I wanted to share that because I think environment is number one. Really dictating where you put stuff, why you put it there. If you want a book that helps with that too. The first time I understood this concept of environment and forming habits around your environment was through the book Atomic Habits. Just incredible. Like when I first got my first apartment, I purposely made a studio room, a bedroom, a living room, and a kitchen. And for the longest time, I didn't even have a couch or a TV in my living room because I was like, I just want to, when I first move here, get dialed in with using my office and studio like a recording area. So the only real options I had to do stuff in my apartment was cook food in the kitchen, make videos in my office, or sleep in my bed. And then eventually I got a couch, and then I even waited to get a TV because I knew as soon as I got the TV, I would start watching TV instead of like reading or something. And I wanted to read. So I would read on my couch. And then the second I ended up getting the TV, I stopped reading as much and started watching TV as much. So I think none of the things are necessarily bad. Like I still use my phone to, scroll mindlessly on Instagram, just intentionally now. I still watch TV and movies because I enjoy it, but just intentionally. And if you can design your environment in a way with intention, you can decide when you do stuff and you can shift and shape what you do on a day-to-day basis. So for 2026, you're thinking about being productive or you want to start doing something, you're not doing it, figure out a way to shift your environment to reflect that. That's all I got for you guys on this one. Peace. Time to hit the gym.